Ah, all right, YouTube. It's been going on a month, so I got to talk about it. The Writers Guild of America is on strike, and I am duty bound to support them because they are organized labor. Even though I'm kind of glad they're on strike because they produce, generally speaking, really shitty content. And yeah, it's bad that AI might replace them because that's bad for labor. But it feels kind of good for me because the writer's room's not getting it done. There's not a lot of things on TV that you can watch in 2023, if we're being honest. Watch it like House of the Dragon, House of Game of Thrones. Yeah, well, real ode to writers on that one. Way to end a series, jackass. Um, Sorry, I'm salty. Listen, I'm sure there's good writers, and I'm sure the writer's room is like a viable mode of production for some forms of content. But generally speaking, I don't think the Writers Guild of America is an impressive organization. And generally, I think it's part of what's wrong with content in America today, in the West collectively today. Um, I get excited about like Korean shows a lot because they take a lot of risks. I get excited about even like telenovela plot lines because like they they go for it, right? They go for it. Um, but there's no holding back. That's what I'm saying. Um, yeah. So listen, I'm trying to be funny and I'm failing because I have no writers. But when you tell me like the late the late shows are not going to be on, my response is I didn't know we still had those. Like somebody's giving Jimmy Kimmel money for what? Who watches? What? Who? What is the demographic who consumes Jimmy Kimmel? 70 and up. They need content too. I'm certainly not engaged in age discrimination here. I'm just saying I can't imagine. I don't think I know someone who watches who consumes Kimmel or the other ones, whatever they are. Oliver. I like John Oliver sometimes, but I don't even know if he has writers. I think he has researchers. Maybe he does. Who knows? So listen, Writers Guild has been on strike for almost a month now. They're not asking for that much. I think essentially their demands in terms of streaming would give them like an extra, and I'll post a video from Screen Rant down below that does a fairly good job breaking this down. I think their demands in this negotiation would give the writers constituency for the entirety of the union just shy of like an extra 500 mil a year is my understanding, and what they're being offered is like 89 mil in response. That's how far apart they are. They're also looking for some other things, like they're not happy about the writers' rooms being dissolved, like the physical rooms that they write in together. That to me sounds super sketchy. Like I don't think that's real. I think that most writers don't want to be in the writers' room. I assume they want to work from home, just like most everyone else who can work from home. So like when they're asking for that, I'm like, yeah, that's not a real thing. I don't think any of the people who are members of your organization really want that. I could be wrong. I'm often wrong. I just think that's fake. And then you know the big thing is the streaming, their cut of streaming, and how they get paid on streaming works is, you know, they're trying to iron that out, and they're really worried about AI generating plot lines instead of like human writers, which I'm very excited about. Um, but they're really concerned about it because then there'd be no need to hire any of them. All you really have to do for an AI is pay the power bill, right? You don't have to feed them. You don't have to pay them a living wage. So clearly that's a concern, and it's not like that's even a question at this point. Like the AIs are currently producing stories that could certainly be as good as, if not better than, what the Writers Guild of America generally produces, right? Listen, it's not, I'm not saying I'm not saying the AI is like Shakespeare. Yeah, you know, listen, it's not Larry Niven. It's not. Trying to think of some great writers. You know, Heinlein, something like that. C.S. Lewis. I don't know. Right? I don't know, but it is better than average when it comes to the content that gets produced these days on TV. So I get why they're challenged by that, and I get why they want to fight that. The reality is they're not gonna be able to fight that. Like that's a solution that's already available. Like if they strike for too long, the shows will just be created by AI, and everyone will move on. Like I don't think there's going to be a lot of like, but the writers, right? This is very negative. I do not like being negative about organized labor. Listen, these studios, they're being cheap. They are being cheap. They're without a doubt. The production houses, the people who make content, they're being very cheap in this negotiation. They're not being fair. They're not being open to the good faith negotiation process. And the Writers Guild of America, some of their asks are very reasonable. Inherently, like truly, they're very, very reasonable. So this is frustrating, certainly. Not only because I have to wait for Good Omens season 2 to come out, it's been delayed. This is a horrible video, and I'm gonna be run out of town as anti-union. But listen, all unions are not created equal. Some amazing unions, some garbage unions, some unions that personally annoy me because their constituents make bad TV shows. I'm going to link the video down below about this strike. I'm going to stop talking about this because this is not going well. I am not being properly pro-labor in this video. This video is not helpful, but you could like, subscribe, and comment down below if you think that Good Omens is a nice TV show. I think it's a very nice TV show. And remember, everybody works. Not everybody wins.